I had to wait for my camera to charge. I forgot to charge it last night. I was working on this a little bit. I was editing a video as well. Uploaded that while it's uploading, and I connected the AC lines, the wires for the alternator and the AC compressor. I did end up putting this heat shield back on. I wasn't gonna run it, but then seeing all the AC lines and stuff, how close I got to the manifold, I just decided to put it back on. So that's on there. What else did I do? I was working on the exhaust, pulling the exhaust off because I'm gonna, this drive shaft, the carrier bearing in it, here let me show you guys. I noticed last night that the carrier bearing is done in it, and I'm gonna just pull this exhaust, do the diff while it's on the lift today. So I still have to, I sprayed this with PB. The one thing that's bad about this car is the rust. So I sprayed that little, because this is an exhaust valve, it pulls the, to like open up the exhaust more, or close it, so there's less, it's like there's more back pressure. So I had to spray that with PB and everything. It's surprising how much rust is on all of the like random bits and everything, but then you like come to the bot, like right here there's rust, but you come to like the body and the frame and there is like nothing. So that's actually really good. So I'm going to end up pulling this exhaust off, pull the diff out, swap this diff in, put this, hold on, that's the shaft, and then put this drive shaft in because the carrier bearing in it is actually really nice. And that's, this drive shaft is out of that car, the parts car that I bought off Craigslist. So I'm going to do that, and then once that's done, I'm going to start buttoning up the engine some more. I still need to drain the gas. I went and got a fuel filter, so that'll be getting done as well. So got the new fuel filter, and I'll start bolting all the randomness up. Bad thing is I'm probably gonna have to pull the hubs off. I may get it running tonight, but I soaked those with PB, came today, hit them with the air hammer, and it's still nothing. They're not coming out of the hubs. So that probably means that I'm gonna have to take them and get them pressed out, and then I should be able to put the other axles in there once I press them out. I wish they had just come out like the ones out of this car, and it's surprising that this car was rusty, the other car wasn't, and then these axles out of the other car aren't coming out for some reason. I don't understand it. So yeah, I'll charge this camera a little bit more, do a time lapse, and do some other little stuff. I want to get this diff in, the drive shaft all in and bolted together, and I'll probably, yeah, I think that's, well, yeah, that's all rusty too. But so yeah, I think I'll get that going now, and you'll see. I'll do a little time lapse. I know I do a lot of time lapses on this stuff, but it's so hard to, like, I'd have hours and hours of video. I'd have like weeks and weeks of video, and I'd probably never use any of it, because I'd be like, oh yeah, this is pulling an axle, and like pulling an axle would be like a couple minutes, and then doing this would be a couple minutes, and then the video would be like an hour long, and nobody will watch it. So that's why I've been doing a lot of time lapses for stuff like this. But yeah, I think it'll go pretty quick. Get that diff out, get the other diff in, get the good drive shaft in, and I think I should be able to get it, like, hopefully turn the key and fire this thing up tonight. I want to pull this ECU out of this car, because this car, the parts car, I know sat in a garage, and I checked because the capacitors on the Mitsubishi ECUs go bad, and I feel it's because of the heat. So I know that car sat in the garage, so it wasn't sitting in the sun getting hot. A black car in the sun, you know, during the summer it gets like over 100 degrees. Those capacitors look good, but I'm going to pull this ECU and check the capacitors on it, make sure none of them are leaking, because that's an issue with the Mitsubishis. If your capacitors are leaking, it will lead to like an engine failure, like detonation and stuff, because the ECU can't process like the signals that are coming from the engine. So I want to definitely have a good ECU in it and not have any problems down the line. And since you have to pull like pretty much the whole dash to put an ECU in it, I might as well know there's a good ECU in there and then not have to pull the dash, that dash over there, so I don't have to pull it out again if I need to put an ECU in it, because I won't have to put an ECU in it. So just kind of like, you know, crossing my T's and dotting my I's, or dotting my T's and crossing my I's, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, I'm gonna get working on this stuff, and you guys will see it in the time lapse. Hey, Trevor shared a link in one of his videos. It seems like a lot of you have flocked over to my channel. I got 200 new subscribers, so thank you for coming to my channel. If you have any friends or anything that like automotive related projects like this VR4 or the BMW, the G35, you know, I have a lot of projects going on. So does Trevor. We work on stuff together. But yeah, just share my channel with your friends. And I'd like to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And to all my followers that have been watching since the beginning, thanks for watching. You know, I like showing you guys all my projects. I know this is like a huge project, kind of. I'm trying to get done in a short time period. You know, 2 weeks to pretty much tear 2 cars apart and make one good one, and then maybe another like couple days to get the other one running and driving. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Kind of all the time-lapse stuff is because this thing is such a big thing to like actually video, because, you know, putting axles in and stuff, if I did it like without doing the time-lapse, the video would be like an hour or 2 hours long. So that's kind of why there's time-lapse, and I kind of put music in there to break it up, and so it's not so boring. So if you like the videos, share them with your friends, and then yeah, hopefully this VR4 will be done in the next like day or so, and maybe Friday. Well, today's Tuesday, so maybe Friday I'll get this done and I'll take it to the drags Friday, and hopefully I won't blow it up, because there's Friday night drags, all-wheel drive. Maybe I'll try. So this Friday I'll try to take it to the drags and see what she'll do. Like the Resurrection 3000 GT VR4 6-speed at the drags in like, I guess 2 weeks technically, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Got the other diff out. I need to now put in the good diff, and surprisingly, well, it's leaking, so I need to put some floor dry down. Look how nice the fluid in this one looks compared to, well, for the rear, like Super Hike, as compared to like that stuff. It's all yellow. So yeah, I'm gonna stuff it up in there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to even use this old exhaust, because it's so I don't know, it's not like messed up, but this is like a slip joint flange, and it like is all rusted and stuff, and I don't know if I want to. The other car out back actually has an exhaust. I'm not sure if it's in Tanabe or not. I should probably go look. I really haven't even, I saw there's like exhaust on there. I was like, oh, it's probably like some crappy exhaust. I might go out there right now and look. The front transfer case part of the drive shaft's off. Drive shaft is off. I'm gonna put this diff in, throw the drive shaft in really quick, bolt everything together, and I think underneath in the back will be all buttoned up, tighten everything, and then I just have to button up the front underneath. So I'll do that, get that all buttoned up. Oh, and then a cool thing that I found, what am I trying to say? I was gonna drain the fuel, and then I was like going to have to use a fuel pump, but I guess Mitsubishi was probably like, well, these cars might sit around. I don't know how much gas is in there, but once I get all the diff and stuff in it, I'll drain the fuel, and then I'll change the fuel pump, change the fuel pump, fuel filter, and put some good gas in there, run a little bit of good gas through it, and then well, hold on. I'm gonna drain the tank, make sure it's not all like, pull the fuel pump, make sure the tank's not all like, because there's sometimes when there's bad gas in it, it varnishes the tank. So if the tank if the metal's like yellow, I'll have to actually like either swap fuel tanks or like clean it out. But I'll probably just end up swapping fuel tanks if there is actually varnish in it. But if not, I'm just going to drain it, pull the fuel pump, put new gas in it. Before I put the new fuel filter on it, I'll run a little bit of fuel through the lines to purge all that excess bad gas out of it. And then I'll put the new fuel filter on, connect the fuel lines and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I could get this thing to start up tonight. And then it's just a matter of the hubs and just the rest of the bolts and everything. So intercoolers and all that stuff is actually pretty easy to bolt up, because it's just like 3 bolts for the intercooler, 2 bolts for the oil coolers. Drivers was telling me about this Manzo exhaust. I'm out of the other car. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I guess I'm gonna put this exhaust on this car. So look, Manzo, and it's pretty muddy and stuff, because like Paul was doing like donuts in his motorcycle over here, flogging a bunch of mud all over the side of the car. But as you can see, man, I didn't even notice this before. Like man, that's like a rust bubble. So yeah, it has like blemishes and stuff. I'll probably put it like that black door on here because it's nicer. Well, maybe the one off my car, and put both of the nice doors on mine. And then it needs the headlights put back on. I don't have a front bumper for it because I'd have to change the whole front end. So it needs headlights. No, it has headlights. It needs just needs a front bumper is all it really needs. And then side mounts. So it doesn't have side mounts. You can see it has that stupid clutch booster thing. And I think I have the key. So I'm gonna go grab the key and see if this thing actually has, since it has an exhaust, it may have a rear elbow. So let me go check, and then maybe my car will have like a full exhaust on it. It has a Hallman boost controller. It has this like pipe. I didn't really want to, I don't know if I want to use it on mine or not. And then it has a Canon filter. I was thinking about using it, but I'm not actually sure if I want to, because this like builds a lot of heat up, and then it's just like heat soaking. The stock air box actually pulls air from like under the fender well, I think. Yeah, so you can see the little thing right here, and it sucks air like up through this hole into that intake. So I don't know if I want to use that or not. Definitely not sure about the intake. You know, this car has some stuff on it. I really didn't, when I bought it, I didn't really check it over. All I did was check the compression. It has MSD plug wires, so like a rabbit got to them though, like before I bought it. And back here, I was gonna see if it has a thing. But yeah, this it runs. The only reason I really bought it was because I checked the compression. It had 150 cold. So this was the engine that was gonna go into that. Make sure there's no spiders. They're gonna repel on me. And I really can't tell. Ooh. I really can't tell. I think it just has the cat on there. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think it just has a cat. Does it have the exhaust all the way up here? I would think it did. I don't have my phone. Maybe I'll go grab my phone really quick. So yeah, it has some stuff like done to it, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm probably just gonna 6-speed swap it. It had like I'll put it on the lift. When I looked at their car, it looked like the transfer case was just like blown apart. So let me go grab my phone so I can see if there's exhaust under there. All right, so I looked at the underneath the car with my phone, and it looks like it has a full exhaust from the turbo's back. So I'll probably end up using that. I'll probably leave the cat. I'm not. It does. I can't tell if it has the rear cat delete on it. It really is iffy. I can't tell because it's so tight back there. You really can't see unless you're under the car. So if not, I'll leave this cat on so it has like the same restriction, and then I'll bolt the whole rest of the exhaust on. So it looks like it has pretty much the whole like turbo back exhaust, and I'll just put that on this car because this exhaust is so like, it's not like horrible, but I'd rather not use it just because of the condition it is in. And the same thing with the one that came off the car, because the car was wrecked, it's actually bent. So I'll just end up using that Manzo. I've never heard of the brand, but it looks like it fits on the car very well, so I'm just going to use it. And I wish I could use the other car has drilled and slotted, like, I think, Brembo rotors, but the brakes are bigger on the 6-speeds, so I'm going to stay with the stock, like, rotors and calipers and everything. So we'll see what happens, what parts I end up flip-flopping. This is kind of like, you know, you have all these parts and you're kind of just trying to, like, make a like one really good car and like one other car to sell. So it'll be interesting. Well, it would really be interesting to see what the 5-speed could do, but since the transfer case is blowing up on it and I'm just going to 6-speed swap it, I'll never know how they, because the 5-speeds are, the trannies are supposed to be really strong, but the transfer cases are weak. Like, it's the exact opposite on the 6-speeds. So yeah, it'll be interesting. The rear diff installed, the drive shaft, everything pretty much underneath buttoned up. I need to definitely take those hubs off and take them to the to get pressed out. I'm right now doing the power steering lines. I got most of them connected to the reservoir. I just need to get these last two, put the motor mount, put the engine mount in, and bolt some things on, and then run the intercooler on the side. I already bolted this intercooler in. So yeah, it's actually coming together very well. I just need to do like a few things. Got most of the lines down here bolted in, the oil cooler's bolted in. There's not too much left to do. I think tomorrow I'll be able to get it started. I wanted to start it tonight, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that. I need to go home. I have some other stuff I have to do tomorrow. I got the intercoolers all connected again and bolted on, and this intercooler pipe connected. I still have to do this one, but I'll wait to do that when after I put the AC condenser and radiator and all that stuff's bolted in. I'll put that last pipe on, and then I'll bolt all this stuff down, and then pretty much all I have left to do tomorrow is do that, run this wiring back into the cab, connect all the wiring and all this random stuff, and connect the shift cables, fuel lines, put a new fuel filter on, and all that good stuff. So it's pretty close, and I think I'll have it maybe able to move tomorrow, as long as I can get these axles out of these hubs and get the new ones in. So I'm going to go home, go to sleep, and then tomorrow I'm going to wake up and do some stuff before I come down to the shop. So